MoveCo Live. My name is Samantha Moonsammy Gordon, your host for the show. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking this time and a moment to just take care of your wellness, a little bit of self-care. I promise we're going to be entertaining you, and you're going to definitely leave the next 20 minutes learning something new. I am here in Ottawa, and hello, Trevor. Who are you? Where are you in Canada?
Hi, Gway. I'm in Halifax right now, actually Lower Sackville. It's just right outside Halifax in this beautiful province of Nova Scotia.
Oh, I love it. Yes. So we're from coast to coast to coast here right now, and it's a beautiful day here in Ottawa. And I'm so excited to talk to Trevor Sanipass. He's one of our keynote speakers at MoveCon 2020. So we're going to get right in there and get to know him a little bit more. And I want to say a big thank you to the Green Beaver Company, a Canadian company who helps power up the show. So if you guys haven't tried the company yet, I'm going to drop a $10 gift card for you in the show notes and 25% off. So you can go shopping for clean green products, because we're all about back to school, back to business. It's the fall now, so we all need more hand sanitizer and soap in our life. So thank you, Green Beaver. So Trevor is a motivational speaker, coach, trainer, and competitor. And I bet you don't know what competitor he is yet, but it's super cool. And he's a role model, mentor, and very passionate about his culture. And you can find him online. He loves tweeting, and he's on Instagram and all of that. He has a company called Ultimate Torque Fitness and Wellness. So he's going to talk about his love for health and wellness. And let's get right into the thing that I think is so interesting. I've never talked to an arm wrestler before. Like, how did you get involved in that?
Well, thank you for the beautiful introduction. Yes, I'm very passionate about my culture where I grew up. I'm Mi'kmaq. I should have noted that earlier in my introduction. I am Mi'kmaq, a proud Mi'kmaq person from the Atlantic region, or Mi'kma'ki. And Mi'kma'ki consists of all of Nova Scotia, all of New Brunswick, all of PEI, the southern part of Newfoundland, and the South Gaspé Peninsula. This including the northern part of the United States, Maine. So that's Mi'kma'ki. That's my acknowledgement to traditional, ancestral, and unceded Mi'kmaq territory. So thank you. Arm wrestling. Arm wrestling. So I'm 44 years old, 44, and and I've been competing since about 12, and competitively in the circuits at the age of 16. So that's almost 30 years. Yes, that's almost 30 years. And I picked up on the sport from my brothers. Yeah, thank you. We come from a family of six. Well, of course, two of my parents, and I had three brothers and two sisters, all close, tight knit. And my father he passed on a couple of years ago. He was a coach as well. He was a coach. He was a trainer. He was a arm wrestling trainer. So my brothers, I'm the youngest of the boys. So my brothers competed way longer before than I did, and I was going to tournaments, cheering them on, and they were really good. They're champions. And as I was growing up, they told me that, hey, you're gonna have to pick up on this sport because we have a name. That's what they actually told me. My brothers told me, and I was the runt of the family. There were powerlifters, and I'm a powerlifter as well, or was a powerlifter, and so fitness and training was really important in our family. And so at a young age, I started arm wrestling, and I started not only I went to watch them as I got older, I started competing. And I just loved the sport that much that I stuck to it, of course. There's a big misconception. Oh my God, I can't speak. But a lot of people think when they think of arm wrestling, misconception, yes. When they think of arm wrestling, they think of bars in a bar scene where alcohol is involved, and it's usually big men arm wrestling, and it's not like that at all. Not at all. And that's the part where I love about this sport, because there's a lot of dedicated arm wrestlers like myself, where we train devotedly, we eat right, we train, practice is important, much like any other sport. Yeah, if you really want to get better, you have to train and practice. Anyway, I started picking up on that I started training at a young age. And it's not just like when you go to tournaments, it's not in the bars. Like it's a totally different setting. And there's weight divisions, and there's different weight categories, and there's men, women, boys, girls, the youth. And it's like a big sport, actually. So I love it. And that's how I got picked up on it. So to answer your question, it was from my family.
It was from your family, and that's so cool. Well, if you didn't grow up in a family of arm wrestlers like Trevor, that's okay. Now you know someone you can ask about arm wrestling, as you can tell. Super passionate about it. And, back to your passions. I mean, you're talking, you've shared with me your story. Like in the Atlantic region, you really spend a lot of time with our youth in our community, and you're motivating them and sharing stories. Like, what have you learned through that journey in particular? Are there any stories that have caught you along the way? Love to know.
Yeah. There's our youth, indigenous or non-indigenous, of all cultures, and for myself, growing up in the First Nations community, Eskasoni. I'm originally from Eskasoni, which is one of the largest Mi'kmaq communities here in the Atlantic Province, or Mi'kmaqi. Eskasoni is one of the largest Mi'kmaq communities, and the population is like about 5,000. We're the fastest growing population. And living in the community, I've been through many challenges and obstacles, and I share my experiences with many others, how I overcame my challenges. It's really giving back to the community. My community done so much. We as a community, I noted earlier that my family were close.
Yes.
But the beauty part is our community is close as well. We have 5 First Nations communities in Cape Breton. So in Nova Scotia, this is what Nova Scotia looks like. We have Cape Breton, we have the mainland, but that is Nova Scotia. We have Cape Breton mainland, but that's whole Nova Scotia. So in the mainland, we have 5 Indigenous communities: Eskasoni, Membertou, Wegama, Wa'amokuk, and Budlode are forming the Chapel Island. So we have 5. So Eskasoni is one of those 5 in Unama'ki or Cape Breton. Unama'ki means land of the fog. So we have 5. So Eskasoni, the community itself, we're so close. But the surrounding communities as well. The surrounding communities is the one that I just listed a moment ago in Cape Breton. But then we have all of mainland as well. All the mainland of Nova Scotia. So we have 13 First Nations communities. Anyway, when I do my talks, when I share my presentations, I share my experiences, how I overcame my challenges, the obstacles, where I'm at right now. How I found my success, however you define success. But what I had to do, I had to leave my community, and leaving my community, it was scary. It was scary because, growing up with the family that you love, with your friends and your community were close, it was kind of scary, even though as a young adult, as I was venturing out. And that's what I share to the youth right now. Like, you don't have to be scared, because you still can keep your culture, you can keep your traditions and your spirituality with you. Because for me, I found that I had to push them aside in order to succeed in some ways, and that was wrong. And that's what I'm trying to tell and share my stories with the youth, that they don't have to. I'm trying to change the system now. I don't have to change to get in the system, and change the system. So and that's what I share the youth. So the youth, actually all youth, they inspire me, because we have a lot of educated, very extremely knowledgeable leaders, young leaders that are very embracing their spirituality. So we have young elders, I would say. So that's what inspires me. They're very knowledgeable, they're educated, and they're very knowledgeable about the teaching. So when I go and do my talks, is really I'm being more inspired by them. So
I love that. I love that. You're rising them up, and you're seeing it already. I love that they've taught you this. And you know, that you've reclaimed your spirituality and you've reclaimed who you are. So it sounds like it went away for a bit, but then like, you know, it's back, you know, and that they don't have to lose that. Like that is so important. That's so important in our landscape as Canadians and humans to just, you know, embrace our diversity and inclusion. And I'd love to actually speak with one of these young leaders one day so that they can share their story, because I think that that's just super interesting. And, you know, that's how we learn, and that's how we embrace each other is by getting that information. Like I've already learned so much about the Atlantic region, just these few minutes of just speaking with you. So thank you so much. Like you're so proud and articulate. And I really think our listeners are going to learn so much from you. And, you know, so you're an educator and then you're right in pop culture because you've got this TV show called Arm Nation. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Arm Nation. It's currently on APTN, Aboriginal People's Television Network, but also on Amazon Prime. You can watch our episodes. It's a 13 half-hour documentary series about arm wrestling.
Cool.
And again, just showing the world of what arm wrestling really is. And it came from my idea actually several years ago. It was back in early 2014, if not 2013. There was a popular show in the United States, and we were practicing here in Sackville with other club members, and we were talking about the success of this show and how we would like to be part or be on that show, like, you know, take and that would have been like, you know, our dream. But for me though, I like to make things happen. I just can't sit back and not do anything. Like I like to make a change. I know it's the classic cliche. That's just all like, you know, making a change, making a difference. But I am with culture, right?
Yes.
Especially culture. Like, you know, sharing my culture is really important. But arm wrestling as well too. Arm wrestling has taken me to a lot of places. And I'm going to finish with the Arm Nation thing. But it has taken me to a lot of places across Canada. I've been sponsored to travel across Canada, which is really important. Like great. I mean, very exciting for me. I was sponsored. But I also went to international competitions as well, where I represented not only my province, not only our country, but like my people as well, like at a world level. And I did really well. I placed 8th, by the way. But when I come into this show, I wanted to really make things happen. Sorry, something just happened.
That's okay.
Okay, sorry. A phone call just went on. I'm like, I had to like decline it right away. So I'll make it quick. Arm Nation, and I just couldn't sit back and not do anything. So I went home. No, actually, I talked to the club members and said, well, why don't we just create our own TV show? Like, why don't we just do that? So I went back home. They said, sure, yeah, like, no, we got your back. And one of the arm wrestlers is world recognized. Actually, he was at our practice. Devin Larat, and he's a world renowned like arm wrestler. And he and I are friends. And he said, like, you know, if you make it happen, like, you know, well, I have your support, like 100%. So perfect. So anyway, I went home and I started writing it. I put it down together. It was like about 5 pages long. It was really not much. It was like about 5 pages long. It was my script, and it was called True North Strong, actually, at first. True North Strong. And it was arm wrestling clubs in Nova Scotia versus other arm wrestling clubs across other provinces. That's what it was before it got changed to Arm Nation. There were broadcasters that were interested in the idea. I remember submitting it, and then I got a call back, and I said, wow, we love this. We love this idea. Let's make this happen. I couldn't believe it. I still remember that phone call that I had. I was like, what? I didn't expect a call back. I didn't even really expect that they're going to go through with it, actually, and they did. So APTN picked up on it, and the focus then was Aboriginal or Indigenous arm wrestlers. And we have a lot. We have a lot here in Nova Scotia, but certainly a lot in other provinces as well. So yeah, it's a 13 half-hour documentary series about Indigenous arm wrestlers, telling our stories, our challenges, our obstacles, and pretty much like what I'm sharing with you on the TV show. But we also include like non-Indigenous arm wrestlers as well, because that's my other family as well. So I can't really, not include them to the show. So
fun.
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, so Arm Nation, motivational speaker. So I hope people are making notes of this. Like if you're someone out there who has a dream, or I think what I'm seeing in Trevor is like he's really taken his passion and turned it into like this lifelong purpose, and he's weaved it into his life, you know? So I love what you're showing us, Trevor, because you're showing that here's this Canadian awesome guy from Nova Scotia who's like literally making dreams come true. That this is so relatable for so many people, because how many people out there, you just have something that you love and you're not too sure, maybe you don't even know how you want to make this your living, or you want to be doing more with it. Like these are such great ideas. Maybe you're thinking, I could never have a TV show. Well, why not? Right? So I think like Trevor, maybe that should be one of your talk titles. Like, why not? Because I think you've shown us how much, like, so many things that are possible in perhaps, you know, impossible situations. So, you know, let's get back to the youth. It's obviously something that you're really passionate about. Like, tell us what's next for you as you know, as you move on in this space. Like, what are some of your goals? What do you really see like you want to make happen? You're doing these talks. Like, what's next?
So yeah, like what's next? I have an extremely busy schedule. I have a full-time job, and I have 5 other part-time jobs, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Same.
of course, my full-time one is my top priority, of course. Um, but my passion, I like how you said, like, you know, why not? I chose the dream catching, you know, dreams to come through, much like a dream catcher, you know, catches the bad dreams and let the good dreams pass through, right? And that's what I've been sharing to youth, because for me, I was so scared leaving the community, and I wanted to tell them, like, no, you could, like, because we all have dreams, but yet we're so scared and worried that, you know, once we venture out to the unknown, we don't know what's going to happen. But, like, you know, I'm telling them that you can, like, you know, go for it. You know, there's nothing that should like stop you. Go, and that's what I've been sharing. So for me, what's next? I do have several books coming out. I'm a writer as well, so I'm extremely important, like extremely thrilled with that one. Sharing about my Indigenous culture, and one's a young adult novel, fiction, fantasy type of thing.
Nice.
Like really excited. So doing that one, more presentations, but arm wrestling is my passion as well, other than my culture, arm wrestling. So I know COVID disrupted everything. The North American Indigenous Games, or NAIG, we had to postpone it until 2021, July 2021. And we were featuring arm wrestling. So I have a team of youth, First Nations youth in Nova Scotia. Team Nova Scotia has a team of 12. I have an assistant coach, I have a head coach, and I'm the general manager. So we're really building this up before COVID with arm wrestling. So that would have been the biggest, big debut in arm wrestling across North America, across Turtle Island. And then COVID, but we're still going to, you know, have that for 2021 in July. So I'm really concentrating on that. I still communicate and talk to my team. They're still training right now, a mixture of boys and girls, because it's a youth event. So I have a mixture of boys and girls. So they're continuing training right now at home, and some at gyms if their communities allow them. So I'm focusing on that. You know, having the youth to you know, to continue being healthy, but also, like, you know, I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, as you mentioned, a competitor. I won an award last year for the Coach of the Year for arm wrestling. So I do coach a young youth, and also how I share my stories with them, because, like, much like what you were just saying about, like, you know, like creating a TV show, writing a book, it was just like, oh, why not, right? You know, dreams do come through. And for me, it's not true, like it's through, right?
Exactly. I love it.
and for me, my youth right now, 2 of them are my cousins. I was telling them this is just 2 years ago. 2 years ago, where I was talking to them and said, hey, you guys got potential. Keep at it, training. Go to. I'm also the Nova Scotia Mi'kmaq Summer Games coordinator, arm wrestling coordinator. It's huge. It's huge in Nova Scotia. Arm wrestling, very popular sport. Arm wrestling. So these are the Nova Scotia Mi'kmaq Summer Games. So there's a lot of youth and adults that come and you know, compete and cheer on their to their loved ones. But I also told him, like, you guys should, like, you guys got, like, you guys are so strong. You guys should go to the regular tournaments, regular events, go to the circus across Nova Scotia, go to the provincials. And for them, this is just 2 years, but to them, they thought, like, me being at the nationals or the Canadians or even at the world, they thought like they have to train for 10 years or been arm wrestling for about 10 years in order to be that good and then go. I was like, no, like you can make it happen now. You can. So this is last year. This is like 1 year even before. So they did. They trained. They went to the provincial. I drove them. I picked them up and I drove them myself. Because transportation can be really hard for most. So anyway, I picked him up. He went. I even paid their way. Registration is really not that much, but for some it is.
Yes.
So I paid the registration. They competed. They did well. So they qualified from the provincials to go to the nationals, which was in Edmonton. So the Canadian Arm Wrestling Championships 2019 was held in Edmonton. It was at the West Edmonton Mall, actually. And for them, going to the provincials, winning the medals from there for the province, it's big. So from there, they won, and they represented our province of Nova Scotia by going to the nationals. And one of my cousins won first place. So wow. He was a provincial champion, and then he became a national champion at the age of 17. And to him, not even like 12 months prior, he thought that was an impossible task, but I kept at it, right? No, go. Keep eating healthy, keep training. So from the nationals, like he won his first national title, and my other cousin, there was two. My other cousin won silver. So he won silver. So they both of them did really great. And they went to the worlds. And they won there as well. So
no way. I love
yeah. Yes, one of my cousins placed fourth in the world, and my other cousin won a gold, actually, gold. So I'm really proud of them. Really, really proud. So my next, I know that question, or my answer was long.
No, but it's so worth it.
keep encouraging youth, non-Indigenous and Indigenous alike, to keep at it.
Keep at it. This is so inspiring, I think, for us adults, because the one thing I learned in what you just said is that these young people really needed that adult to kind of, or a mentor to just like take them to the next level. And you just swooped in and you did it so easily, and you showed them what was possible so quickly. Like we can really, like success leaves clues. And you're right. Like, when you're working, like a registration fee and stuff, it's not a lot for us, but it's a lot for somebody else, So if we could all think in our minds and our hearts, like, what is it that we love to do that we could share with someone else, especially a young person, like it can sincerely change our lives. Like clearly that was done for you through your siblings and people. Same in my community too. Like, who the person I am today is definitely a testament to the people who believed in me too. So I think, if we all just take that moment to think about one other person that we can help, like lend that hand to, like what an amazing, world and opportunity this could be. Like, Trevor, you left me so pumped. Like I have so many more questions, and, it's clear that you are passionate and like, please take care of yourself. You have a long, long life and legacy ahead of you to just do so many more cool things and to share with us. And I'm setting the intention here now. I'd really like to meet some of these young leaders and people and continue to share these stories, because I think it's so important, and you're just a breath of fresh air. And, so You've already told us, I think you already believe in vision boards and bucket lists and making this all happen. You've said like there's the books, the movies, but is there one more thing you want to tell us on air here, of something like next level that you're thinking about or you want to manifest? Can you just like blurt out something that maybe you've never even said out loud? Like what's next, something you want to do, a dream that you want to just pass through?
For me, my culture is everything, really. I do go around and do a lot of presentations online as well, in person. It's like spreading the seed. Like our culture is so beautiful, and I just encourage people to learn other cultures, right? Learn other cultures, respect it, learn, know, understand everything, not just your own, but others as well. I'm Indigenous, I'm Mi'kmaq proud. And I'm very passionate about it, much like arm wrestling, my culture, and I love that. For me, I know you said throw it out the word or anything. just recently because of social media. Follow me on Twitter at @Sanipass or Instagram Trevor Sanipass. But you know, I'm going to be a co-host for the East Coast Music Awards. I'm like pumped.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
see, I knew there was something else under that belt like going on. So,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Congrats, Trevor. So I love this. So listen, this is what I'm going to do, everyone. In the show notes, I'm going to actually put a detailed bio of Trevor so you could read about his community if you want to look up all these, you know, these might all be like new places and you know, some new language for you. So I want to make sure that I provide that for you. So I'm going to do that for you, Trevor, and I'm going to put the links to his Twitter and Instagram and everything there. And we're going to keep this conversation going. So you can tell like Trevor's ready for you guys, arms and all. So if you have any questions for Trevor, don't be shy to reach out to him on social media. Check out his show, Arm Nation. My name is Samantha Moonsammy Gordon, the host of MoveCo Live. Love doing the show each and every week. Thank you to the Green Beaver Company for making this happen. Thank you, Trevor. Keep chasing those dreams. Talk to you very, very soon at MoveCon. So if you don't have your ticket yet for MoveCon 2020, make sure that you get that so that you can hear Trevor speak. So I'm signing out now. Peace, love. Thank you so much, Trevor, for everything.
See ya.